hear me. If you can't hear me properly, or if you're having any kind of audio or video issues, feel free to let me know in the question and answers module. If everyone can hear me, if anyone can type in yes, that way we can go ahead and get started. Awesome, awesome. All right, so today I wanted to go ahead and first say thank you for attending our Secrets to Measuring Social Media webinar. Today we're going to kind of go over some tips and some tricks on what you can do to measure the success of your social media campaign, also some things that you can do to possibly help improve it or even to get started. Okay, so I want to go ahead and introduce myself. I am Mike Garcia, the Associate Integrated Marketing Manager here at iMatrix. And today, some of the topics that we will cover are going to be such as this: tips and tricks to decoding Facebook insights, some tips on using metrics to refocus your efforts. That way you don't waste time with certain efforts and kind of do some testing and see what works. The connection between social activity and page views, why connecting your social media to Google Analytics is so important, because it is, and how to get more likes on your Facebook profile. These are very important. These are some things that are kind of basic tips, but they are essential into the success of your marketing campaign, and they are going to actually help you in the long run as well, because it is somewhat of a snowball effect once you do start to get these likes on your page. A lot of your patients, a lot of your clients will kind of help to keep your page active as well. Okay. So first off, we want to go ahead and show how tracking social media does help you with your success. It does kind of help to measure the success, to kind of let you know which posts are working, which ones aren't, and you want to make sure that when you allocate your time that you aren't really wasting it, because a lot of the times in a doctor's office, either it's the front desk or someone else, the doctor doesn't really have too much time to work on the social media. So you want to make sure that every minute that you have and that you spend on social media is worthwhile. And as you can see, what we have here is a insights page, and that's kind of like Facebook's analytics. It does kind of show you some, as they call it, insights into what is working, what's not. There are a lot of different ways that you can kind of measure this, and we're going to kind of go deeper into that. We do want to kind of let you know, sorry about that, allocating time and resources to social media marketing, it kind of can appear like it might be a waste of time, because it is a vamping up process. It's kind of like the same thing with your rankings. It is somewhat the same as pretty much anything else. It does take a little bit of time. It's not like a light switch. When you do start up your social media profile, you do need to acquire some likes. You need to acquire some page fans. And then from there, once you start making posts, you're going to start to see your efforts kind of blossom a little bit. You're going to start seeing people react to the posts. They're going to comment on it. They might share your posts as well. And you want to make sure that what's working and what's not. And through the insights, you can actually see what is working and what's not. You can see what people are engaging with, what people are sharing, how the virality of that post is. Kind of the same way as someone says a video gone viral on YouTube. It's the same thing with a post. There might be a post that you make that someone might be sharing, and then it might kind of go wild, like a wildfire, and start sharing with other people. What you might want to do is also make sure that if someone does comment on it, you want to make sure to comment back. If they're actually maybe asking a question on a post that you made, make sure that you kind of are aware of that and that you do make a comment back. Making sure that you re-engage with your clients, making sure that you re-engage with their posts is very essential. You don't want to make them feel like when they are posting on something, or if they're sharing a post or liking a post, that it's a dead end, that they're pretty much speaking to a wall. You want to make sure that there is someone else on the other end, because of the fact that a lot of people do feel that going on a business's Facebook page is a lot more important and more efficient than actually going to the website or maybe even contacting them directly, just because people do feel like the Facebook page is kind of like the PR person. It is someone that you can actually talk to, that you can maybe get some answers from. So if they're engaging with it, make sure that you do engage back, and the insights is going to give you a great look into that to see who is doing that and who's not. So that will be a great way that you can see which strategy works and which one isn't. Okay. Another thing is, 91% of online adults do use social media regularly. A lot of people actually have the misconception that it's a younger generation. To be honest, it's actually an older generation. The thing is, a lot of people do use Facebook, on their own time. They do use it outside of work, but there is a lot of people that do have it on their mobile phones, and seeing as how nowadays a lot of the phones are full HTML phones, they're smartphones, Androids, iPhones, things like that. a lot of people are just using it on the go. So a lot more people that have been engaged with various certain topics. I know a lot of different breaking news stories, a lot of things that aren't necessarily just social, but very important topics, whether it's politics, maybe the new pope that was chosen, anything that's going on in the mainstream media, a lot of times people will be talking about it, and the majority of the people that do that will be the older generation of adults as opposed to the younger generation, a lot of people might think. Another thing is, 38% of social media users that recommend a brand that they like follow on a social network. Now, a lot of times if you see a brand that you like, or maybe you see a restaurant, or maybe you might see, a chiropractor, dentist, and so on, that you like, you're more than likely to follow them. What happens with this is because of the fact that a lot of brands, because they're so active on their social media and because they do respond to people when they comment or when they ask questions, they feel that if they do this, that they'll be able to get maybe some insights in that company or in that brand. If maybe for instance Red Bull or Pepsi or whatnot, if they have some kind of offer going on their Facebook page, a lot of times they will do that. So people feel more enticed to want to like that brand, to kind of know what's going on, almost more so than signing up from, let's say, an email blast if they want to sign up for emails to get special offers. It's kind of almost now the new age way is doing it through Facebook. If you want any kind of new tips or new offers or anything like that, follow us on Facebook. You'll actually see that anywhere from on TV, a news station, to anything on the side of a billboard, to the side of a bus. A lot of people are using that to kind of reach, make their brand reachable, make their brand present out there so that people can actually follow what's going on with that brand itself. Okay, so it is very important. Make sure that when you do have your Facebook page out there, when you do make these posts, that you're not only thinking about what you're posting, but you're also thinking about your brand and brand awareness, and you want to make sure that people know about that, because brand is kind of almost nowadays, people can know a company by just the brand itself, by logos, by images, whatever it may be. If the brand is out there, they'll know exactly what you're talking about because they've heard of it. They may be seen it on Facebook itself, maybe saw it on another post, and it is very important. It is something that you want to make sure to make aware of people. 87% of people on Facebook like brands, and 82% of people think Facebook is a good place to interact with brands, as well as 75% feel more connected to a brand on Facebook. Again, that does kind of go into what I was just talking about. A lot of people think that, if they follow a brand on Facebook, that they might get some special offers, they might get some special deals. Even if it's not that, they'll get some useful tips, useful info, anything in general that has to do with that brand. They feel that they are able to connect with it a little bit more by liking that brand. A lot of times Facebook does feel like you can connect with a certain brand or a certain company a lot better than you can actually do so if you were to directly contact them, if you were to email them, if you were to go to their website. A lot of people actually think Facebook is more useful than the actual brand's website. I personally think that as well. I feel like a lot of times you can maybe get an answer quicker if you ask a question on Facebook. There's been a lot of cases where people might have a concern with a certain brand. Maybe they bought a product at an electronics store or whatnot. Maybe they had a certain issue with a restaurant, whatever it may be. They were able to leave a comment, maybe send a message through Facebook, and they were able to get a response a little sooner than later. Those kind of things are clearly apparent now. A lot of times people will have someone that's dedicated to their social media. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to have someone check it every single day, but it is recommended that you have someone check it at least once a week because of the fact that people are constantly connecting with you. And if they feel like they're trying to connect with you and you don't respond, that kind of doesn't reflect too greatly on you, as well as the fact that they might feel like no one really cares about what they're saying. And most of the time it's just something nice that they want to maybe say what a great experience they had. Maybe they even might want to kind of give you a short testimonial of the services that they had provided to them. There's a lot of different things that people do like to do and connect with on Facebook. And keep in mind, there are about 1 billion people on Facebook, and it's continually growing. People are, again, like I mentioned, using it on their mobile phones. It's something that's just quick. They can check it every at once, for 5 minutes if they need to throughout the day. Maybe check it multiple times. Those kind of things are clearly apparent, and you want to make sure that when you are reaching out to people that, if they do like your brand, that they're liking it for a reason, and that you can at least try to keep that rapport up, because as we get into further with this webinar, I'm going to show you that in the insights section, you can actually have a further reach, a greater reach than you actually thought. if you only have maybe 50 people that like your page, there could be a potential of thousands of people that you can actually reach out to that not only like the people that like your brand, but are probably more susceptible to actually want to like your brand because their friends or family like it as well. So as long as you kind of keep that good word out and keep it through the people that you currently have, and maybe respond to them if they have questions or reach out to people that are reaching out to you through your Facebook page, they're more than likely to recommend you to people that are on their friends list. Because again, with Facebook, all you can have is friends and friends and family members on your likes as far as a personal profile goes if they're a client of yours. Okay. Keep in mind also, track a lot of these things. If you think that there's something that is useful, maybe you got a lot of engagement on, maybe you made a post, even if it's not an article, even if it's just maybe an image that's just kind of there to brighten someone's day, if it's a holiday, something like that. If you get a lot of interaction, make sure that you are tracking this. Make sure that hey, this got a lot of people that reacted to it or commented on it. It reached a lot more people than we actually expected to. Maybe you can use something similar to that down the line. Maybe you can use something like that, for another holiday post, or maybe for like another post that maybe might be similar to that. Okay. Tracking tools are only helpful if you know exactly what you're looking for or looking at and what it is telling you. Okay. So just keep in mind with that. Make sure that you aren't just kind of blindly posting things. If you post something, double check it. Maybe go back over it. A few days later, towards the end of the week, if you post in the beginning of the week, just to kind of keep track and see how that post went. Again, with the Facebook Insights, you can actually see a little bit more into each individual post that you made in the previous history. You can see how the posts have kind of vamped up as we go along, and throughout the month, and then see which ones maybe worked out better for you. Okay. Here is Facebook Insights. I love Facebook Insights because of the fact that it does tell you a lot of information. Some things, I just want to kind of point out, don't be too worried about any kind of red arrows. That's not necessarily, I know 76% might seem like a lot, but that could be just from, 12 people or 15 people or whatnot. That's really not a huge amount. It's just the percentage looks high. So a lot of these percentages I don't worry too much about. The biggest thing I do worry about, as you can see where it says friends of fans, that's a huge marketing piece for me. A lot of people really don't understand that because of the fact that if you think about it, just to kind of put in perspective, if I had 50 people on my personal page, let's say I had 50 people that were friends, and friends and family, and I go to your business, and let's say you're an optometrist or whatnot, and I go to your business page, I had a good experience, I got some new glasses, I went there, I liked the page. That first off will show in the news feed, not necessarily just mine, but also possibly people that are following me as well, my friends and family. Now, if you make a post and I was to engage with it in any way, whether I shared it, whether I whether I went ahead and commented on it, if I went ahead and did anything, any kind of engagement with it, it's actually going to show that, let's say I made a comment or liked a certain comment or whatnot, it'll actually show friends and family that engagement. Now, this is the reason why that's important, because as you can see here, 951 people like this page, but there is a potential of 430,391 possible friends of fans. Now, what that means is that that's not the exact amount every single post is going to go out with. But that is a good figure to look at when you make a post, depending on how many people actually will go in and engage with your post. That could be a potential amount of people that it could reach out to as well. And that's good because of the fact that personally the way I work, and I know a lot of other people work, is you'll take someone else's word for it. If you get a review about, let's say I go to an automobile, like a mechanic, a car mechanic, and let's say, I have a good experience, but I want to go to a different one, and so I start looking at reviews, and I see, of course, these review sites, which still work. They're still very good, but, I don't know any of these people. I honestly don't know the kind of car they have. I don't know just the type of person that they are to make this kind of a review. So I'll take it lightly. I'll take the review, and I'll kind of think of it, all right, maybe I've seen X amount of people liked it. There can't be a reason why I wouldn't like it too. But if I had a friend or a family member tell me, I'm probably more than likely going to actually go to wherever they actually recommend because I have that connection with them, because they are my friend or they are my family member. I trust them before they even make the judgment or the the review as far as, how that place was, I'm probably going to just trust it anyways. I'll go with my gut, I guess you could say. And it's almost kind of the same way with Facebook. Facebook only, you don't just have random people that you don't know. I mean, unless you do, but you usually don't have random people that are your friends on Facebook. They're really pretty much people that you know and that you are familiar with and that you trust, or family members. So when these people recommend something to you, or if they like something, let's say it's a business, you're probably more than likely to want to go to where they're going because they've had a good experience, and maybe a few other of your friends are going to the same place. That even encourages you even more. So this friends of fan option is really, really important because, in my opinion, it's free marketing. Again, Facebook is a free platform. There's, again, 1 billion people on it. I mean, it's where the masses are. That's where you want to go. That's where you want to market to. And so the more likes that you get on your fan page, your business page, the more potential you have to reach, even if it's only 50 people that like your page, you might actually end up reaching a couple thousand, 10,000. I mean, I've seen a lot higher. As you can see here, this is 500,000 people. Again, it's not going to reach every single one. That's a potential, and that's better than 951 in my opinion. So remember, when you're posting, make sure that you think about the posts that you make, that they're engaging posts, that they're not always technical posts. Again, it's a social media network. Keyword is social. You want to make sure that when you're posting things, it's not, as I hate to say it, it's not boring people. You want to keep things mixed up a little bit. You want to make sure that you post things that people will somewhat engage with, even if it's a funny picture and it has to do with a veterinarian, chiropractic, dental, whatever it may be, whatever your niche market is, if it has something to do with that, they're going to kind of connect with it, and they're going to connect you to it, and that way it's not just some random, post about some picture that has nothing really to do with your industry. Usually, if you want to have something funny, make it so that it's about your industry, so that way there's somewhat of a connection with your business and the post. And so with these insights, as you can see, these two are, of course, very important, as well as the people talking about it and the weekly total reach. This, of course, is how many people it had reached for that week, how many people were actually talking about it, sharing it, whatever it may be. Now, the reason this is down and it's not 951 is because out of 951 people, they might not have all been logged in that week. I know, a lot of times people won't, but there's a lot of times people log in every day, but there's a lot of times people don't log in every day, and they might not log in until a week later, or maybe a week and a half later. That's what that weekly total reach is. So that's a good amount. That's about a third of the people that like your page have actually seen it, and possibly even more. As you can see with the individual posts down here, you can actually see where it had reached out to, what day, what post it was. You can even click on it. It will give you an idea of what the post was, as well as you can see who engaged with it, how many people have engaged with it. As you can see down here, this is a PowerPoint slideshow, so I can't click on it, but this is a caption to the photo. And this is almost kind of like a meme contest. If no one knows what a meme is, it's when you see one of those photos and you basically put like a little phrase or some kind of title on it that you think would be what the photo is kind of trying to capture. So this is a great little contest that pretty much any industry can do, because it gives people the opportunity to participate, to interact and engage, and kind of create their own little funny post. And maybe you can even create like a contest. I see a lot of times there's contests where it doesn't have to necessarily be something free. You can offer something like Starbucks gift card. Everyone loves Starbucks. Gas cards. I mean, who wouldn't want a gas card right now? They don't necessarily have to be some kind of service that you're giving away, because I know a lot of people either, one, can't give services away depending on their area, or two, they just clearly just don't want to because they already have great prices or discounts or whatnot, and they just don't want to kind of cannibalize themselves. So give other things, or think of other things that you can maybe give. I know I've seen chiropractors, give away yoga mats, or maybe like a workout, like a yoga ball or whatnot. Certain things like that, where if it's just something that you have, as we call it, swag, if you have some kind of swag to give away to your clients for these, for engaging or for interacting with these, definitely do it, because, it helps to keep them engaged, and it helps to kind of, it's almost like feeding the birds. I hate to say it like that, but it's like feeding the birds, You want to kind of keep engaged with them so that they keep coming back and that they keep wanting to comment and share, your posts, because keep in mind, they are the heart and soul of this whole social media campaign. You can do as much as you want with it, but without people engaging, without people reaching out and sharing your videos or sharing your photos or posts, it's not going to go anywhere. So keep them happy. You don't have to always give something away, but just as long as you have something to kind of keep them engaged or interacted, with certain posts or whatnot. Leave a question at the end of the post. Maybe ask a question as a post. It's almost the same concept as a blog, where at the end of the blog you want to kind of keep them engaged by leaving it with a question. So those kind of things are good, and that's going to kind of help your success when you actually make these posts. And so that way you can see which ones worked, which ones didn't. As you can see, this was a video. Some of these are articles. These ones with a little photo are, of course, photos. And as you can see, the photos always do really well on Facebook. And a lot of people ask us, why do I need to post this photo? It has nothing to do with my practice. Yeah, it didn't have anything really necessarily to do with your practice, but look at how many people commented. Look at how many clients of yours interacted. The potential of people that it probably will reach. So again, it is social media. It's more for branding. It's more for important news and things like that you need to get out if you need to do it that way. But again, engage with them. Keep it social media, and make sure that you do engage with them. Now, another thing that you can do with these metrics, not only with the insights, is basically you can look at the Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is really easy to set up. You can actually go through, if you have Google Analytics set up, you can see under traffic sources, under social, you can go ahead and click on social, click on overview, okay? And what that's going to do is that's actually going to take you to this section here. Now, this section is on your, it's like an admin section. You can click on the social settings here, and you'll see, first off, it's going to have actually one box. There's going to be a little plus sign here that you can click. It's going to continue to add additional boxes, and all you have to do is just grab your URL and post it in here. Once you have all those posted in there, keep in mind that with the YouTube, you might have some extra additional stuff. Just cut everything else off up until the point where it has your username. But once you have all that stuff added, you can go ahead and hit apply. And once you have it applied, then you'll be able to actually see all of your metrics going forward for the different social networks that people go to. And as you can see, a lot of times the majority of it will be Facebook. Yelp is a lot of good ones as well, and that actually is great if you have some kind of Yelp offers, check-in offers. I know a lot of times people do that. I know Facebook offers, if you have that set up. I'm not sure if that's actually set up yet. I think it might still be beta, but they do have an option where you can have people check in, and you can give them an offer, send it to their email, and then from there they can bring it in. It'll email you as well, and then they can get that offer. Okay, this is a great way to see which referrals are coming from social media as opposed to just coming from certain keywords or coming directly from the search engines. Okay, so this is great. It's really easy to set up. Again, you just go through Google Analytics, traffic sources, social overview. Once you're here, you're going to come to this page, and then you can click on the admin section up here. I might have forgotten that. Click on admin up here. Once you do that, it's going to take you to this, which might be on profile. So just click on social settings, add your social networks, hit apply. Easy as that. Okay. And again, if there's any questions, I'll be able to answer them at the end just for the respect of everyone else. I don't want to take everyone's time. This will be somewhat of a short webinar, but I will stay after to get any kind of questions, okay? Social media tips to make your social media effective and efficient. Make sure that you log into your social media once a week to respond to clients and create posts. Again, I had stated that previously. It is very important. It doesn't have to be every day. Just do it once a week. Just kind of like you're checking your mail, just to check and see if anyone left any messages. There actually might be some other businesses that might want to do some kind of affiliate partner program with you. A lot of time, businesses use Facebook the same way as any other business. They might actually try to contact you through Facebook as opposed to your website. Okay, encourage check-ins. Make sure that if someone's at your office, if you want to make sure to let your front desk know if you guys have some kind of check-in offer, even if you don't, just to tell them, hey, make sure you check in. If you want to have something at your office where, if they check in, they can get something for checking in. You can actually do that. Again, I'll leave it up to the office depending on what you want to offer. Again, it doesn't have to be anything huge. It doesn't have to be any free service, nothing, just, something where, they will feel like they can check in. And most of the time people will check in. They feel like they get kudos when they check in certain places. But encourage that. Let your front desk know as well. Again, get your staff involved. Front desk, anyone else that is talking to the clients, talking to your patients, Make sure that they are involved and they know about the Facebook page. There's been a lot of times I talk to businesses where, some people in the business know they have a Facebook page. Other people, like the front desk or whatnot, don't know that they have a Facebook page. So make sure everyone is involved and that they know. Okay, put up a sign. That always works out well. You can get some kind of, just put something up. There's tons of different Facebook icons and logos that you can get online. You can print something out, maybe type something up that just says, hey, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, like us on Google+, whatever it may be. These are the things that are going to help people to know that you have a page. Not everyone knows that every single business has a page. So you want to make sure that you let people know, hey, find us on Facebook. Again, you'll see it everywhere. I don't even know a place I've gone to where I didn't see a sign that said follow us on Facebook. So make sure you put something up so people see it. And then create engaging posts. Again, that's going to kind of go and fall back on what I was talking about with not just having things that are dry, not having things that are just informative. A lot of times people don't want to sit there and just read technical stuff all the time. I don't say don't do that. Again, you want to put stuff like that because they are important, but you don't want to have every single post be about that because, again, people want to go on Facebook. Maybe they're on their break at work. Maybe they're just at home. It's, again, a social network, so keep it mixed up, and it'll help to get people to engage with your posts a little bit more. Okay, so again, there's a lot of different things with social media that are important. I do want to kind of encourage you guys that if there are any kind of questions, you can feel free to give us a call at 1-800-iMatrix. I know that there might be a lot of questions for this webinar in particular. Again, it was a semi-short one, but I do want to stay after to kind of give you guys a time to ask me any kind of questions that you might have. You can feel free to type it in the question answer module. But again, social media is one of those things that you need to realize to be on. If you aren't, you can maybe have like a family member, you can have staff member, front desk, whatever. It's really not as hard as it seems to actually make these posts and to keep track of it. You just want to make sure that when you do it that you are staying on top of it, at least once a week. If you're making a post, make sure that, when you make a post, it's semi-engaging. You can ask a question, get people involved. It's not as hard as it seems sometimes, but again, if you don't have the time to manage it, if you don't have the time to keep up with it, do give us a call. We do offer these services. We do social media management. We do create engaging posts. We have a lot of great success with our social clients, and they have seen a lot of people actually increase in likes on their pages as well. I do actually have a couple questions that for myself, so that in case anyone doesn't ask any questions, I do have a few. Is basically, how often should I post? Again, you want to post at least once a week, if not a couple times a week. I do encourage you to post probably, maybe sometime in the beginning. We do see sometimes people finding when you post something a little bit later in the afternoon, not necessarily too early in the morning, that you might get a little bit more engaging comments back with it, more engagement, because of the fact that, maybe people aren't checking it at work. Maybe they are checking it after work. You want to kind of keep that in mind that, people are most of the time busy and they're too busy to actually see, what is on their news feed, because of the fact that when you post something, they're going to have a lot of other people post on their news feed, and it might actually push your post down. Another thing is you don't want to post too often. You don't want to post multiple times a day because of the fact that you might be spamming someone if they see your post too many times a day, or different posts from you too many times a day, or they might actually not, they might not even see the first previous post that you had posted because your recent post actually posted over it. So again, post at least once a week, maybe post a couple times a week. That's the best, in my opinion, to do. And again, maybe post it later in the evening. Some of the things that you don't want to post, again, if people are wondering, don't post anything personal, which is going to kind of go into my next question. Does it tie into your personal profile? No, it doesn't at all. A business profile and a personal profile are completely different. They aren't connected at all, although you do need a personal profile to have a business profile. If you don't have a personal profile and you don't have a business profile, again, we can do that for you. Without you having a personal profile, we can go ahead and help manage a business profile for you with a professional business design as well, and everything gets tracked as well for you. But keep in mind that it doesn't tie into your personal profile if you have one. They aren't tied in any way if you have friends and family that actually can't see anything on your business profile. But a great way to actually reach out to more people if you are starting a business profile, if you have a few hundred friends on your personal profile, send out a post on your personal profile saying that your business has a new Facebook page. That will actually reach out to, whatever, if you have 500 or so people on your personal profile, it reaches out to them, and they already have a connection with you. They already know you. They already feel like they can probably like you, and that's probably going to be one of the easiest ways you can get likes, is to not only tell your friends and family, to tell their friends and family as well, but to post on your own personal profile, if you have one, that you have a business page that you want people to like. That's going to help you to increase your likes tremendously and very, very quickly as well. And that's going to help get you started and get the ground up on this whole social marketing campaign. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and give it a couple minutes. If anyone has any kind of questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to answer them. And if you have any questions regarding wanting to get some of these social media aspects managed by us, let me know. You can send me a question or on the question and answer module. Just let me know if that is something you're interested in. I will definitely get someone in contact with you here shortly. If not, you can feel free to, again, give us a call, 1-800-iMatrix. And I wanted, again, to say thank you for attending this webinar. I will stay a few minutes if you do have questions, so feel free to ask. Okay, so I have a few questions here. I'm going to go ahead and answer out loud. So I'm going to go back. I had a question in regards to the Google Analytics. Okay, so Google Analytics, of course, is a hefty program. There's a lot of things to learn about it, and there's a lot of things that people still don't know about it because they're making a lot of changes. But, what is, let's see, click between the traffic sources and social settings. So again, what you want to do is when you get here, and I wish it was a live version of it, but you're just going to see all these different sections here. You're going to see traffic sources, audience, and so forth. Basically, the social section here, if you click on traffic sources, you'll see social. You can go and click on social, and then you'll see these other options pop through, overview as well. This is going to show you the main hub. Now, you can actually get to where I was going to say you need to get to without clicking on these. You can just actually click on admin up here on the top right. Once you do that, you're going to get all these different options here, and then you just click social settings. You go ahead and add whatever social profiles you have, click the plus sign if you have multiple ones, and then you just hit apply, and it's as simple as that. Now, another question is, do you need to enable the check-in feature to your page? Check-ins actually are one of those things on Facebook that aren't automatically given. I believe you have to have a certain amount of people liking your page. You might have to actually have certain features available. I'm not sure, actually. It's one of those things that is, I believe, still kind of beta. I do know that some clients have it that I've worked with. Some clients don't. I believe you need to have at least 100 people like your page as well. But you need to have at least a good amount of people, fans on your page before that option will actually appear. I've actually seen other options where not just the check-in, but you can actually check in, sorry. I'm talking about the offers. Check-ins, you can actually, the check-in feature is available with everyone, sorry. When someone checks into your page, they can actually just check in. Let's say, if they're on your Facebook page or whatnot, they should be able to check in from, their mobile phone or whatnot. They more than likely is going to be with their mobile phone, not necessarily with a PC. But as far as the offers portion of it, that's what I meant to say. The offers is actually not available to every business. That's somewhat in a beta mode still, which hopefully that becomes available to everyone. And I think you have to have a certain amount. I believe it's about 100 or so people like your page. As far as check-ins, you should be able to check in to pretty much any business. I've checked in multiple times. Where, if you go and there's an option on your mobile phone, you can check in, and then basically it checks into the business that you're at. It gives you an option, a list of different places. You can actually pinpoint where you're at and then choose from a list, and then it'll tell you, if that's the place that you're at, then you can go ahead and go from there. Okay. An additional question, if I'm doing Facebook, do I have to be doing Google+? Does Google+ have insights like Facebook? Google+, actually, Google+ is directly connected through Google Analytics. I mean, Google Analytics and Google+ are pretty much brother and sister in the sense. They don't necessarily, they have some options, not as robust as Facebook Insights. But again, I do recommend if you're going to do something in that sense, have it connected through Google Analytics because of the fact that it is a Google product and they do tie in extremely well. I would recommend doing something of that sense to have it connected that way. What is the best way to increase SEO with Facebook? With Facebook, I would say with SEO, it's not really too much tied in. It's more so brand awareness. I do, again, recommend that if you're making posts, post things that have to do with your niche market, your niche industry. Don't post things that are, celebrity fiascos or political things. Make sure that you're doing things that are, make sure you're doing things that have to do with your business because that's going to actually help out. If you're a chiropractor, do things, if it's a breakthrough technique or something to do with, medicinal purposes that help out, physical medicine or anything like that. Do things in that sense to make sure that you are keeping in with your industry. As well as there's also another option. Once you have at least, I believe, 30 likes or so, you can create a vanity URL. And what that means is, as you can see here where it shows facebook.com/example, normally you'll see something almost like how Google Plus does, where it's a bunch of numbers and it's profile and things like that. And it's a very long, kind of eerie looking URL. You can create a vanity URL where, if you want to have it with your practice name, if let's just say it's Mike Cairo, I can do facebook.com/Mike Cairo, something of the sort. As long as it's available, it'll let you know if that name is actually available or not. But you do want to have something that's same with that. If someone maybe types in, your business Facebook/Facebook or something like that in Google, it will actually pull up your Facebook link, maybe a couple Facebook links pertaining to your business. Another thing that you want to do is there is an About section of Facebook that you want to put the category of your business. Again, if you are a veterinarian, you can put veterinarian or animal hospital. Same thing with chiropractors, whatever your market may be, you can actually put those on there. If it's massage therapist or whatever it may be, they will actually kind of give you some options on there where if you start typing in the industry, it'll kind of auto-populate certain sections where it'll help you out that way. Another thing is Bing is actually really closely tied into Facebook. Even though Google is the main big hitter, Bing is coming up in the ranks. You want to make sure that you are not only optimizing for Bing, or for Google and Yahoo or whatnot, but also Bing is probably the second biggest hitter out there. They are closely tied in with Facebook. Their maps are integrated fully with Facebook. If you look at someone's map on a Facebook page, you'll see it's actually a Bing map. So that'll also help as well. I do know as far as when someone is signed in to Google and there's personalized results, the same way that you'll see, if you start searching for something on Google, if you're signed into Google, any of your friends or family that's on Google+, you might see some results that they might like just because Google's trying to recommend those pages to you because your friends and family like it. It's the same thing with Bing. Bing does have sort of a personalized result where if people like certain pages, and you're signed in or whatnot, then you'll actually maybe possibly see that on your Bing results. Okay. Twitter. Okay, so Twitter's not, I have a question. So for a therapy center, how often would you post tweets, and is Twitter hard to set up? Twitter's not really hard to set up. It's actually fairly easy. Again, I don't have anything here to show you, but it is something that, if you do set up, I would recommend that you post as often as you would on Facebook. Now, keep in mind, we do have, with our service here, we do have it to where when we post, it actually posts to your Twitter as well, so that your tweets are showing the same post that we can post out with Facebook. That's actually good because you're reaching almost kind of two different markets. A lot of times people that have Twitter also have Facebook, but sometimes people don't. I know a lot of people that just exclusively use Twitter, and Twitter is actually a very, very beneficial tool because of the hashtag feature. As everyone knows, with the incident in Boston, a lot of things that happen with the politics, a lot of different things that are going on in today's society, people are posting tweets on Twitter with hashtags, and people follow those hashtags religiously. I mean, Twitter is one of those things where it's really, without the hashtags, it probably really wouldn't be beneficial at all. So if you make a post on Twitter, maybe put some hashtags pertaining to your industry, to your practice. Maybe you can put a hashtag, hashtag with your business name. In this case, if it's physical therapy, hashtag physical therapy or whatever it may be. So keep that in mind if you're doing that. Again, we will offer that service here. We do post on all 3 platforms for you, because not only with Facebook, then you have to also think about Google+, and you also have to think about Twitter, which can kind of be a little tedious if you're making, even though it's once or twice a week, then it ends up being 4 or 6 times a week with all 3 brands, or with all 3 ones. Okay. How many fans should you have or aim to have on Facebook? That's a good question. Now, I do recommend as many as you can. I mean, if you can get as many fans as possible, it's going to show you that, let's see, let me go back to that section. The friends of fans going to keep jumping. As you can see here, 951 likes. Doesn't always equal out to 500,000 people, but it's going to be close to it. I mean, you're going to have a lot of people. I've seen people that had a couple hundred where it got up to maybe 250,000 friends of fans. The biggest number I like to look at is this number, the friends of fans, because, again, that's your potential market. That's your potential people that you can actually reach out to when you're talking or leaving comments or making posts to your already current likes. So I do recommend at least 50. That would probably be my minimum. If you can get at least 50, then you're good, because you can get your vanity URL. Your URL is, of course, going to be where it's facebook.com/whatever it may be, your business or whatnot. And then after that, then that does open up, insights as well. You don't have access to insights also until you get around 25 or 30 likes. So you want to make sure at least, I would say, at least over 30, but maybe 50 would be a good spot, because that at least opens up everything for you. Okay. Another question is, did I not say not to post personal stuff on business page? Okay. So personal things would be, if it's something personal where, something that's, I would say, personal would be like anything that you would post on your personal page. If it's something to do with maybe your family, like a newborn in the family, that's something that's actually that's something you want to share with people. That's something that people that like your page might actually be interested in, because I'm sure if you're currently pregnant as a doctor, or if you have a wife that's pregnant or whatnot, you're probably going to be talking about it in your office. It's something that you're going to be proud about. It's something that you're going to want to talk about. Those kind of things. The personal other stuff that I would say not to talk about would be, if your personal opinion on, again, one of those topics that a lot of people just don't want to talk about, where either it's, politics or whatnot, or whatever it may be, something that you might not really kind of hit the same chord with other people that might have certain interests that they like, certain interests that they don't. Those are the kind of things I would say would keep away from, from your business page. If you are a fan of a sports team and you go to a sports game, a basketball game, baseball game, or whatnot, posting personal pictures where it's just you and, those kind of things, like, I would say just leave the business page as business. Post those things on your personal page. Even though it's something that you think you might want to share with people, it's not necessarily always true. Sometimes people don't want to see that kind of stuff because, again, it does clog up their news feed, and they're more than likely going to not want to follow you because they just don't want the spam. They're going to start seeing it as spam when they expect to see something about the business and they see something about maybe, personal stuff. It's just one of those things where they're liking the business. No offense to the doctor, no offense to the staff, and even though they might like the doctor and they might like the staff, they're liking the business page because they like the business. So I would say keep the business pages business, and and leave the personal pages personal. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not humanized. It does mean that you want to, you still want to kind of engage with people, and posting those funny posts and posting pictures like that. That does make it so that it does seem a little more human, and not, a little less robotic. And that is something that we do try to do with our marketing, with our social services. Try to post not only articles but also pictures and things that are social and kind of keepable, knowing, hey, we're actually human over here. We're not robots, So those are the kind of things that I would say are going to help to kind of humanize, I guess, these posts and make it so it's not too technical. Okay. And then I have another question, which is, what is a hashtag? That's actually a good question. A hashtag is, let me actually just kind of go ahead and send you a message because it's the pound sign, basically. Social media. So let's see if I can send. All right, so let me actually send this to everybody so everyone can see. I'm sure everyone knows what a hashtag is, but just in case, there we go. So basically, a hashtag is going to be something where it's almost like a link. It's like a backlink. If you were to post a hashtag, let's say on Twitter, and it said, social media, like I kind of posted, or your practice name, or whatever it may be, that instantly creates a link. So let's say you create a link, a hashtag, and 12 other people posted as well. Maybe they're posting different posts with that hashtag attached, with maybe a picture with that hashtag attached. If I click on that hashtag, it's going to take me to a page that has everything that has to do with any post that had that hashtag involved. So that's a great way to kind of spread the word if you have a certain post that you really want to spread. A lot of people with the most recent events in Boston, they would put hashtag Boston or hashtag something like that, and it ends up just growing because a lot of people were involved with that stuff. A lot of people ended up posting those kind of hashtags. Same thing with, again, like I said, anything in the news, anything, again, in politics, whatever, any breaking stories in the medical fields, in your industry, you might see people posting hashtags, multiple hashtags actually. So hashtags are a great way to spread the word, even to people that you never even talked to. They can actually see all the different posts that were involved with that hashtag. If you have a certain hashtag that you want to continually use to brand yourself, you can also do that with every post that you make on Twitter. That also does help out as well, to kind of, so that when someone clicks on it, they can actually get to that post and get to that page and see who actually started the hashtag. Okay. So if anyone else has any kind of questions, definitely let me know. I'm going to go ahead and stay here for a couple more minutes. And can you hashtag emoticons? No, you can't, unfortunately, hashtag emoticons. I mean, you probably could. I'm not really sure if they would work in Facebook. I know you can probably do it on other programs, but probably wouldn't say emoticons. And emoticons, if no one knows what that is, it's when you have like the smiley face or you have the little icons. I know Skype has them, and AOL Instant Messenger has those kind of things. Facebook has them as well, but not too sure. I don't think those would actually work. What kind of things would a chiropractor tweet? You know what? That's actually a good question. I mean, there's a lot of different things. Chiropractors actually are in a niche market where you have the benefit of actually posting multiple things. I know a lot of chiropractors are into wellness. They're into health, which is great. Maybe nutrition, those kind of things. A lot of things you can post would actually be maybe a recipe to some things. Maybe I know a lot of chiropractors now are getting into possible weight loss. Again, like I said, nutrition. Maybe you can post some useful tips, some quotes. You can actually post. There's a lot of things you can look online if you want to do like chiropractor meme. It's M-E-M-E. I know it might sound out of your scope if you're not into that thing, but those are things that get a lot of engagement. Maybe posting some articles about certain athletes. A lot of people were following things with Tiger Woods or Michael Phelps or Olympians. I know if we have certain events where there's certain people that will post things about like kinesiotaping, how a lot of athletes use that. I know in this the Olympic Games we had previously, although it was a while back, there was a lot of people using kinesiotape. People didn't even know what kinesiotape was until that, because they were saying, what's all this tape that people have on their arms and their backs and everything. So those are kind of things I would say post. You can actually search online any kind of article, anything like that that has to do with your practice is very beneficial, and will definitely help you out. Okay. So again, if anyone has any problems with this does seem like it's a lot of things to cover, a lot of stuff to go over. We will help you out with that. We do offer that here at iMatrix. We have a lot of very, very talented people helping to keep these things engaged. We actually have a full group of people that get together to make sure that we have posts to post for you guys ahead of time, and everything goes through very carefully. A very good look through with all of our reps as far as when we get the approval process for each of these posts. So we try to make sure that everything's engaged, enough to be engaged with, as well as enough to be part of your practice and niche market. And keep in mind, if you want to tag onto these posts, you definitely can. If we do posts for you, you can always tag on top of them as well and add more posts, and it definitely will help out. Okay. So again, thanks for attending the webinar this week. If you have any questions, let us know. 1-800-iMatrix. Other than that, have a wonderful day.